Hi everybody, how are you today? My name is Ryan and my channel is called Endless Journey. I share information on the topic of self-development, mind, body, spirit. In today's video, we'll be talking about how to make a good decision. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. I called today's video how to make a good decision rather than how to make the right decision. That was my original thought. But you know what? Who's to say what's right or not right? The whole world, our life here, isn't it just a big experiment sometimes? I go over here, I try this, I go over there, that happens. So I'm calling it how to make a good decision. How to make a good decision. So at some point in my life, I realized that there's all kinds of different people in the world, and different people have predominant ways of thinking. Some people are more on the reason side, the logic side of their mind. That's how they see the world. That's how they make their decisions. I, on the other hand, I'm a bit more of a feely guy. I'm a bit more intuitive. The creative side of my mind seems to weigh a little heavier for me. So at some point I realized that I make the majority of my decisions ultimately based on what I just feel like I want to do. So in my past, I would have a question that I was trying to find the answer to make a decision, is what I'm trying to say. And I would go around and I would ask my friends, people I trusted, hey, should I do this? Should I do that? What happened when you did it? What do you think? And I would collect all this information and try to put all my friends' opinions together and try to come up with the right answer. However, I notice over and over again, in the end, I ultimately just do what I want to do, what I feel that I want to do. I just kind of listen more to my heart than anything. Of course, you can never collect all the data on any given subject, so even if you are a very reasonable person, at some point you will probably have a deadline where you'll just have to make a decision. Okay, so there's a time and place for both sides of our mind or the use of our heart. I'm just going to give examples. It's just an easy way to explain that. So a decision that is more applicable for the use of reasoning and logic. Let's say I want to get a credit card. It's pretty simple. I go on the internet, I type in credit cards, I look at the interest rates, I look at the yearly fee, I look at, do I get air miles, do I get cash back? My heart is not really invested whatsoever in one bank or the other. It's just a logical, mathematical decision. It's easy. I just choose what I think suits me and just sign up. So on the other hand, even the most logical, reasonable people will also in life have to make decisions where they'll really have to rely on their heart. Easy example, relationships. Now let's say there was a person who was single and they were dating and they were starting to create some choices of who they might like to date long term. Would a reasonable person put all these girls, women's resumes on a table and choose somebody to date from their logical mind? Girl A went to university, to a prestigious university, her parents are wealthy, she'd look good in my photos on Facebook. Great. She's logically a good decision, okay? But in dating, I think we ultimately just date who we love in a way that maybe we don't even understand. So maybe on the other hand, there's this other girl. She's kind of got a weird style. She makes really bizarre jokes. She has a funny laugh. You just find her funny. You just find yourself comfortable in her presence. This is who you should date, okay? Now, there's all kinds of different decisions we need to make in the world, from whether to move, whether to buy a house, should I travel, should I be single, should I be dating, what kind of food should I eat. It could be really anything. So I guess at some point you might consider imagining the ratio of logic to intuitiveness, intuition for either. So in my first example, choosing a credit card, well, that's 100% logic. On the second, dating, I'm going to go really heavy on my influence of my heart with that decision. And when I say heart, I also mean my intuitive, creative side of my mind. I suppose even in dating and in many things, you would want to imagine the ratio of logic to intuition. For example, moving. I would say I would want to move somewhere where I love the city and I would have friends and I would be able to afford living there. So that would be a mixture of logic and just feeling. I would say for me that would maybe be 60-40. I will be like, I don't know, maybe 35 reasoning, 65 feeling. Okay, even in dating, I won't go all the way in on my heart. I know in the past I've certainly been in relationships where I love the woman, but maybe it's not always the healthiest relationship, so I would want to keep a little bit of my mind, my rational mind there to kind of look and watch. And although I love this person, is it heading in the right direction? Do we have good habits? You know, is this healthy for me from an outside perspective? Okay, so I'll just share one last example, and just as an example, one last reference. So I myself have been thinking about moving a lot lately. I live in Toronto, Ontario. I lived in British Columbia for quite a long time. I really liked it. I do also like Toronto, but my life is set up. I'm somewhat free to go as I choose from one place to another, and I had been thinking about that quite a lot, off and on over the last year. And I was coming home from work this week and I was very tired. I had pulled up behind a car at a red light, and the car in front of me had a British Columbia plate. And I just looked at the license plate and admitted to myself, I just really like the feeling of seeing this license plate. And you know, I don't know what that means. I think it just means that I would like to do that. If I feel logically like it could make sense to go back there, maybe I would. But I guess I'm just recognizing that the influence of my heart, my feeling about that is there. Okay, so maybe you could give that some consideration, whatever your decision is that you are processing right now. Obviously, you're going to need a little courage, a little clarity. But why don't you consider how much you want to use your reasoning mind and how much you want to use your creative side of your mind and or your heart. Basically, if you feel that there's something you want to do, just do it. Just take a big jump and go out there and trust that things are going to work out. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope my video was helpful to you, friends, and I wish you a great day. I hope you're healthy, happy, strong, and free. Love and peace. Love and peace. See you in the next video.